Welcome back to another episode of Lucha HSP. It's weird. This time it's not Marcel doing it. It's me this time doing it. And I haven't done it in a long time. So this is amazing. It's great. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about what happened with... Well, first of all, the voice of violence, Mars is here with me. Fucking going off. Haven't done this in so long. I'm so...
How can you forget?
man,
How can you
how
forget?
you
I
forget?
was like, I was like,
Well, you,
I'm not the voice. I'm not the voice of silence.
I know, it's crazy. And first, shout out to the voice of violence, mate. Look at this.
Got the
He
uniforms going.
New
Got
uniforms,
the
thanks, mate.
uniforms going.
Appreciate it. We logos on the side, I can see the shirt there. You can see Cero Miedo on my one. Marce has the Rey Mysterio
Rey
one. So
Mysterio.
we're ready for
Shall
Perth.
we do a spin? Shall we do a spin? See if it works with the background. I don't know. It doesn't work.
Oh no, it's gone. Oh yeah, there we go. I can see it. I can see
There
it,
it
guys.
is.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, you can see the massive logo. So
We're
yeah,
we're breaking the budget. Breaking the budget for this week's episode.
we're getting ready for Perth. That's why we're getting ready for Perth. That's why. But yeah, we are gonna talk about a little bit Clash in Paris, happening at 4 a.m. here in Australia. So getting ready to wake up on a Sunday morning.
Monday morning.
Sunday.
No, it's Monday. It's in Sunday in
Monday.
Paris. It's Monday here.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Saturday morning. I'll be driving at that time. That's not good. I'm gonna miss the
Mhm.
first part of it. All right. Besides that, a bit of WWE ID. What happened with the Rampage? Jackson's sons, Roger Jackson, a little bit there because it involves some wrestling. And also we'll talk a little bit what's Bailey happening, man. Wow, the turn of Bailey. It's getting good. But let's go to straight away with what happening with what happened the last week, which was the big Roger Jackson, son of Rampage Jackson, was invited to Knox Pro Wrestling wrestling school that's run by Rikishi. Um, and he was invited to have a spot in a match. They started with the feud of Stu. Um, what's
Like
called?
SG.
Yeah, yeah. What's the name?
Like SG. Yeah.
Yeah, Psycho Stu. Having a spot, Broker beating his head and all that stuff. He gets revenge. Everything good at the point. People's recording. People's there. Raya jumps into the ring, and off the bat, he grabs him, and you can tell when someone does a wrestling body slam against a full-on
MMA
MMA
takedown.
MMA
Hmm.
takedown. He did a massive MMA takedown in a guy that weighs about 120 kilos, and it's about 180, if no more. This guy is huge. He just slams him on the ground. Guy's unconscious off the bat straight away. And after that, Raja starts unloading on him like it's no tomorrow. The wrestlers around, I don't know if they picked up on it. They took it a few seconds to realize what was happening. By the time they realized, Stud had received probably around six to about eight straight punches in the face on the ground, unconscious. Um, at that point, they were able to grab him, put him in the corner, and some wrestlers starting to attack him as well, hit him just to stop him because he would not stop. He was on a rampage. Good name for his dad. He was on absolute rampage, hitting this guy for real. And did you get to see the images?
I did. Unfortunately, I did see the images. They were fairly confronting, even for us that have, are used to watching combat sports and professional
Mm.
wrestling. What happened there was neither combat sports nor professional wrestling. I know people have come out now in defense of Raja. People like Mark Henry and I believe RVD as well have spoken up. It seems like there was some kind of a spot with Psycho Stu and Raja
Yeah,
before, and Psycho Stu broke a beer over his head or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Look,
he
I don't
did.
know what happened.
There's a
I
video.
don't.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that footage. I've only seen the in-ring footage, and it was sickening to watch. Obviously, we don't know the whole story. We just know what's being reported. But when you enter the world of professional wrestling, like people are saying, oh, he didn't know it was a work. He didn't know how wrestling works. Come on, man. How can you not know how professional wrestling works? Okay, everything is a work. Okay, um, if Psycho Stu did break a beer bottle over his head, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, like that was a work or a spot or whatever, and if it was wrong. But I did see a video of him apologizing before the wrestling
Yeah,
match, and then Raja came in into the wrestling match. He wasn't even part of the match. He came in like he did a run in basically,
yeah,
and as you said, slammed him, and he was out cold before he started with the
yeah,
ground and pound, and like the damage that could have been done to that man's brain. And apparently he's a war veteran that suffers from PTSD to begin with, so he's already got those
yeah.
issues to deal with. It was sickening to watch. Whether I'm not saying who was right, who was wrong, it's just not a bad look. And you know how professional wrestling works. You know that ring, that mat is sacred, and there are certain rules and etiquette that you should never ever break. I'm not saying don't work stiff. I'm not saying wrestlers don't get their receipts. They do. I mean, we've all seen that classic footage of Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman when Strowman hits him with the knee, and then Brock hits him with a couple of clips on the chin to say,
Brock
"Hey,
Lesnar and John Cena, when Brock Lesnar just came back from
yeah,
the UFC, he
exactly."
broke his freaking forehead.
Yeah, so I'm saying but wrestlers get receipts, but that was before
100%.
that. Like that was much more than that. Sorry, that was sickening to watch. I hope well, Rampage has now come out and apologized on behalf of his son,
Yeah.
saying that his son had suffered a concussion previously. If that's the case, then what was he doing in any type of ring? What was he doing taking part in
Well,
any type of
that's
combat
what
sport?
like, that's what Rampage was saying. He shouldn't be there at
He shouldn't
all.
have been there.
But he's not 18 years old. Like this guy
No.
he's 20 something. So his
Yeah.
dad has some influence on him, but at the
But
same time
yeah,
he
but
can't be what he's saying the
the
whole
main
time.
thing is Psycho Stew's fine. He was hospitalized, and I saw that what's his name, Beast is a beast. The YouTuber,
Yeah.
he's offered to pay his medical bills. So look, all's well that ends well, but it's not a nice thing to see. It's not a nice thing. It's not what our sport is about. It's not what MMA is
Yeah.
about, really. It gives a bad
100%.
name to both sports. It's they say there's no such thing as bad publicity, but that's bad publicity in my view.
100%. And this repercussions of it, because this is what I want to get to. So we know about WWE ID, which is a path for certain schools of wrestling, which we had certain schools of wrestling which are part of this WWE ID, which it gives a path to certain wrestlers to get to WWE and also trains certain wrestlers, certain trainers in the WWE ways without being part of WWE, but it's a kind of creating that path. This goes in line with WWE uh, LID, if I don't remember, if I'm not getting it wrong. Yeah, so it's WWE LID or something like that, which is done for athletes. They want to do a path to Rudolph. So it's two different ways. So part of this WWID, we got some companies, some schools, for example, Reality Wrestling, this run by Booker T, Elite Pro Wrestling, the Nightmare Factory run by Cody
Cody
Rhodes,
Rhodes.
and we got Black and Brave down by Seth Rollins, and Knox Pro Wrestling was part of this WWID. As soon as this happened, WWE just takes away Knox from the WWID and the wrestlers that were part of WWID. Now, the way I see it, there was no need for this. There was no need for WWE to pull the pin or pull the school out of it because it was a spot. It got out of hands. There's certain things that you can control and control. This guy just went out. Just it. They couldn't. There was no way they couldn't see what was gonna happen, especially when this was talked about it. These videos of them talking behind him, running, going through the background, talking to wrestlers. So clearly he knew what was happening. There was knowing Rikishi. Rikishi wouldn't go and say just go and do it. He would just give him a little bit of a talk. Hey, we're gonna get it because he got in a certain part of the show. He didn't get in through the whole time. This was pretty much the end of it. So
Okay.
he knew exactly what he was gonna do. Now no one could see what he was gonna do. Like this was and like you couldn't predict what was gonna happen. I think they pulled the gun too fast, pulled the pin like done a few times. They just instead of waiting to see or investigate why things happen, they just decide to do quickly and just cut the part off. No one to know, don't want to listen. Um, which
I
sucks
can
because
understand why they did that. I can really
what is your
understand.
opinion?
Well, I understand why they did it. I kind of agree with it because what did I just say a couple of minutes ago? It's not a bad look for MMA, and it's not a bad. Sorry, I withdraw that. It's not a good look for MMA, and it's not a good look for professional wrestling.
Mm,
And who owns WWE? TKO. And what are their two main organizations? WWE and UFC, MMA
yeah,
and professional wrestling. So why would they want to associate themselves any further with this incident? They wouldn't.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough. I understand that part, but to not give the chance to knock pro wrestling to, at least try to clean this up because they did everything. They contact the police. So it's like this is like if in WWE something happens, for example NXT or whatever, and then instead of try to see what was happening or what to do, they just cut NXT out. You know what I mean? This is,
NXT is different. NXT is different because NXT is
but at
their
the same
baby.
time, I know, but at the same time, it's talking about this schools of pro wrestling, like the whole
Yeah, but
thing.
pro
Everyone
wrestling
else,
schools, but pro wrestling schools are a dime a dozen, so they can just get another one.
yeah, I know, but like it just, I don't know. I think that, in my way to see things, I think they couldn't just like offer hope. Say, hey, let's see what happened. Let's work it out. Look a bit more professional than just we cutting you off.
Well,
I
I
don't
can
think
flip
that's a
that. Well,
professional.
you can flip that coin the other way and say, well, that wrestling school had the opportunity of a lifetime to be affiliated with WWE, and they should have been more professional about how they handle things and not let this happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing. How you can predict what was gonna happen? They did do the diligence.
Why
Like
wasn't there security guards around there? Why did they allow him to ground and pound for so long?
because I look, yeah, that's the part that I'm a bit. Why he went for so long?
It was quite clearly he was not doing wrestling moves. That slam, as you said, that slam was not a wrestling slam. So from that moment on, people should have been in there separating them.
Yeah,
I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I get it, but why should the WWE need to be more professional? Why can't that wrestling school be more professional when
fair
they've been
point.
given an opportunity like they had with WWE?
No, I completely agree. That's a completely fair point. That's what I'm saying. But just put it in both sides. Like why WWE pull it, but then you have the other side. Of course, why does this like why not Rikishi company just realize and say, hey, fuck, what was happening here shouldn't happen. So yeah, definitely I can see both sides. But yeah, look, it really was about Luke. Talking about stuff that we're gonna forget in sports this week. Fucking hell, from South America to United States now. Let's not go there. But yeah, one thing that is absolutely horrible. But yeah, Knox Pro Wrestling out of WWE ID because of Raja Jackson's actions, which I'm pretty sure Rikichi is gonna be talking about it soon because it
Oh, you can be sure about that.
as he normally does. So we'll be waiting to what he says. And from there, I really want to talk about it or hear your opinion about Bailey. His
Oh,
promise lately, man. Oh, it's like a ticking. It's a feel really similar to when Bray Wyatt was going through his clicking. The
yeah.
voice, the good, the bad. And we haven't seen that happening. You know, women in WWE because it didn't happen with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss was it didn't have this duality of stuff. Um, Nikki is Nikki. She always be Nikki Cross. She's always been the crazier one. Um, but this spot they're working with Bailey, what do you think they're going with this? What do you think is gonna be like? The,
I don't know, but I'm glad I don't know because that promo that she cut was fantastic. And it's funny you say that because as you know, I dropped off wrestling for many years because I wasn't a
yeah,
big fan of the product. So I missed the first wave of Bray Wyatt.
yeah,
I didn't know anything about or much about that. But when she was cutting that promo, I thought, wow, this has got the Wyatt Six like feel about it.
yeah.
So it shows like Bailey the internal struggle, that mental struggle that Bailey's going through, because she hasn't been used properly in a while, and
Yeah.
she's a great worker. So I think it's been a slow cook, and now we're finally seeing it. Like they're starting to take it out of the oven, and we're starting to see it. So I'm really interested, and I'm really intrigued as to where this is going because I'm a massive fan of Bailey, and they, yeah, I'm wondering what this slow cook's been about because there's no way they're just going to let her go. They're not going to let her character just fade away. She's too
No,
good.
no, no, and it's the whole thing with Lyra Valkyria and and what's it called and Becky Lynch. So
Becky
it's
Lynch.
it's always getting together, and now um because also we talking about breaking the fourth wall, which already happened. Now she's been
No more
talking.
wall, mate.
This is we don't even know what the wall is now. Or the curtain, what the curtain is. Like, what is the curtain? We can't see the curtain anymore. It's like you can't find it. It's just completely gone, or it's at least we
Mm,
can see it. The people who's doing all this shit can see it. Clearly, we
mm.
cannot see it anymore. Um, but we got also what's happening with Bailey and Mercedes Monet. They were full talking. The belt. Oh, I want that belt. Come and get it. Always have a match soon. I'm talking about the fact that she's been hinting going against Juana Monet's belt, which it's strange on his own. Kind of like, yeah, let's have a match soon. Um, kind of when you say, so a wrestler says that, you know, there's something could be cooking in the background. Now, we know that it's almost impossible with Mercedes when they're having, I think it's 8 titles now,
Oh,
including the
mate,
TNA.
that's getting ridiculous. That's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, like, but it
I'm
just
not even talking about that. I'm not even talking about that.
it doesn't need to. I think this is that's
None of them mean anything.
clearly no. It's like 8 different countries. I think it is. She has titles from, um, but she's still not the women champion in AEW.
Exactly.
She's a
Hey,
TNT
we're
champion,
moving off the subject.
but
Let's
yeah,
go to PLE. Let's talk about the
to
PLE.
Bailey. But Bailey's fucking cooking, so we
Yeah.
looking good. We love cooking, and what's cooking for Clash in Paris? First of all, we need to talk about what the WWE just did with Stephanie Vaquet and her title. She was meant to go for the title. Naomi, of course, we all know, she got pregnant. She relinquished the title. Now, any wrestling fan in the right mind will say, "Oh shit, we're gonna get a big match, a Clash in Paris, and we're gonna get a new champion. What an opportunity!" What does WWE does? They said to Stephanie Vaquet, "Hey, sorry, we don't have a match for Clash in Paris. We will let you know on Raw what's the outcome, but you're definitely going to be the first online and you'll be involved in who's going to be the next champion." Was it the right decision by WWE?
Uh, Not short term, but a long term, I think it was, given what I've been saying for a long time now, that Rhea Ripley's going to win the title here in Perth. So I think it's gonna end up being a three-way dance in Perth, including Vaquer, BS Sky, and Rhea Ripley for that title, that vacant title, and
But
Rhea's going to win it. So I think it makes sense long term, but short term it doesn't make sense. They could have still had a match, but they don't want it. They maybe didn't they want they didn't want to have a champion for such a short period of time because that devalues the title, I suppose. So in that sense,
yeah,
I understand it.
you probably have to look after Vaquer as well to know like her
Mm,
character still be strong,
yeah.
which is understandable. And you can tell how much faith they're going to hurt. Now, the problem is we got Io Sky and Rhea Ripley being in the good side of things at the moment. So how are you gonna bring that in such a short amount of time
Well, because
into
you've got
a
the
heel turn again? Like
because
again, it's gonna be
well,
the
you don't
heel
need a
turn.
heel turn. You don't need a heel turn. You don't need a heel turn. But you've got the underlying issues with Asuka and Kairi Sane, who saw them. They were in the background when EO hugged Rhea. They weren't privy to the conversation. They didn't hear what EO
Yeah,
said.
of course.
So I mean, there's something to draw from that. I don't know, like because you've essentially got three faces. You've got Rhea, EO, and Stephanie Vaquer. They're all three faces, very popular faces. So you can still have a match with three faces and just have a clean victory because it is for the belt. So I don't think that's a problem. I don't know exactly how the build up's going to go because you've still got a month and you've got a PLE, you've got WrestlePalooza in the middle of Clash in Paris and Crown Jewel. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
Mm.
But I mean, the card for Clash in Paris is not impressive at all. It's a PLE, it's
Nah.
an international PLE, and the five matches that have been announced: John Cena, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight for the World Heavyweight Championship, Roman Reigns and Bronson versus Bronson Reed, Sheamus versus Rusev in a Donnybrook match, which basically means no rules. Anything
Yeah.
goes, no DQ. And Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Women's IC Championship. Now, the blaring, the blaring and blindingly obvious omission here is Brock Lesnar. What's happened? No, the only thing we've heard about Brock Lesnar since he magically appeared back at SummerSlam is a mention by Nick Aldis at the end of SmackDown last week, which said he was saying to John Cena, "Hey, John Cena, Brock Lesnar just call me in next minute." Logan Paul, boom, knocks out John Cena. So I don't think Brock Lesnar's going to fly all the way to Paris for a PLE. But something's got to happen. I think something's going to obviously happen at SmackDown on Friday to draw some type of explanation for this. But look, I personally think John Cena versus Logan Paul is a waste of one of the very limited dates that John Cena has left. I don't understand it. He doesn't
Oh,
deserve it. He doesn't
I
deserve it.
do.
It's not going to bring more eyes because people are looking at John Cena anyway. And the Logan Paul fans are already watching wrestling anyway. So I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. We don't need John Cena versus Logan Paul. I would have much preferred John Cena against someone else that I want to see him fight before he retires. I don't
Look,
care about John Cena and Logan Paul.
you know what? I think because Logan Paul is literally going on the path of pro wrestling at the moment, and they want to give they want to give a way to say it because it's been a lot of they want Logan
Oh,
Paul to be a
he's been in
wrestler.
WrestleManias. He's been in
I know,
SummerSlams. He's had
but he
massive
has
spots, bro.
wrestling with Paul, like with John Cena, is something else. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
And we
and he
needed.
hasn't earned that. He hasn't earned that.
I know, but we needed also the nonsense match in between because we got Brock Lesnar coming in. We knew Brock Lesnar as soon as Brock Lesnar came in. We're like, holy shit, Brock Lesnar and John Cena cannot happen at Clash in Paris. Like that's impossible. So we needed a feeling, and that feeling with Logan Paul is perfect because yeah, like you said, it's almost a nonsense match, but at the same time, it's still a match for John Cena on the list to take off or say, we'll clash in Paris. We got this match. John Cena wins. Beautiful. You know what I mean? So I like it. I like the fact that we got a nonsense match for John Cena because Brock Lesnar came in. If Brock Lesnar wouldn't come in, fair enough. Fucking what the fuck we got Logan Paul for?
Mm.
But because we got a Brock Lesnar coming back in, we're like, hang on a second. We can't have it a clash in Paris. This needs to happen somewhere else. And that somewhere else needs to have something stupid in between. Who
It'll be
better than Logan Paul?
WrestlePalooza. It'll happen at WrestlePalooza.
It probably happened at WrestlePalooza. It could happen in Perth.
No, wait, Brock Lesnar's not going to fly to Perth for a match.
You don't know. Like at the moment, his
Oh yeah,
contract.
come on. We all know Brock Lesnar. He's not going to fly to Perth. We
Oh
know
man,
enough about Brock Lesnar. He's not going to fly to Perth for a wrestling match.
he's done it for UFC. Probably go different places. Oh, by the way, you Cena Punk, Paul, you Cena, yeah,
Oh, Cena, of course.
Cena. That's a stupid question. Unless I'm writing it down, so I just don't want to be.
Mm.
But we'll see. Like I hope he shows up at Clash in Paris just to give us a little bit more of a
He
what's gonna
might after
happen.
that phone call. We got to see what happens on SmackDown.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we could happen. It could not happen. We have another Logan Paul. You know, just cutting off the call, and then we get Brock Lesnar coming in, hitting the shit out of Logan Paul in Paris, and then just stare at John Cena again. You know what I mean? Kind of Logan Paul, you fucked up. I'll fuck you up. Let me
Mm.
have John Cena. But let's move on to the next one. We got a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and your boy LA Knight. Yeah, I choked on the last part with the what's it called? We've seen it before. It's like we're getting a repeat again, which we're probably gonna get a few repeats of this at some point. Um, I don't see Seth Rollins dropping the title. I think that's more than clear. What do you think is gonna happen here? Because this needs to be the main event.
Yeah, look, I think we Seth Rollins will retain. I think it'll be a heel victory. I obviously he's going to get help from his from the Vision.
Yeah.
I think earlier in the night Roman Reigns will defeat Bronson Reed, and then that will cause Bronson Reed to cost Jey Uso the pin against Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins will win.
Look, I get Seth Rollins winning, but on the Roman Reigns Bronson Reed, I think Bronson Reed is gonna win.
Mm.
I see Roman Reigns losing. Roman Reigns can lose. At the moment, he can definitely lose. You know, we're talking. We got Bronson Reed going up, and Roman Reigns is helping him out to going up. You know,
Mm.
he's getting put
Mm.
in put on division. Um, we got a singles match, and we put in a Bronson Reed as this massive, unstoppable guy. They just smashing with tsunamis everyone. Like they keep, and the thing they keep saying, and they keep reiterating, he beat Seth Rollins. He earned Seth Rollins respect. That's why Seth Rollins won him on division to not going against him. That's what you gotta see. Like Seth Rollins doesn't have Bronson Reed there because it's just a massive machine. It's
No,
because he beat him. So he is one thing on his side, so he doesn't beat him again. So you know what I mean?
that's right.
So if we got this part, why not just to give him the victory? Give him the victory against
Yeah,
make it
I don't
make it a
disagree.
bigger
Yeah,
heel. Make it a
yeah.
bigger heel, you know?
Mm.
Fuck. He beat Roman Reigns.
Well,
And
it's got to
then
be a heel victory. It can't be a clean victory because that'll
no,
damage Roman Reigns' character.
no, a clean victory can also happen. Yeah, I don't think you break Roman's character. You said Roman or Reed for win?
Oh, I'd say Roman's going to beat
Roman? Okay.
Reed,
Roman Reigns then.
and
And I
then
got
Reed's going to get involved to mess it up for Jay in the main event.
I think for me it will be the opposite. But
Okay.
then we're gonna have also I would call Braun Breaker getting in as well,
Oh,
involved in
Bron
all the
Breakker's got
stuff.
to do something there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still Seth Rollins winning in a huge fashion, but I think Bronson Reed because also on top of that you got Seth Rollins going on on Roman Reigns' face like he beat you. Whatever
Yeah.
you
I
do to
love this build
me,
up. I love this
he's
build
gonna
up.
beat you
Yeah, yeah.
again. You know what I mean?
I love the whole build up to both these matches. It's been
Yeah,
great.
the Seth Rollins.
Um,
Eventually, we're gonna have Seth Rollins Roman Reigns, which is gonna be great.
I think eventually we're going to have main event WrestleMania Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
And also, it's so many things happening here, man. So many things
Mm.
you could get. Like that's why I like this keep going, and we have in different branches. But let's move on to the next one, which is let's say Sheamus Rusev. This is gonna be a blowout. Fucking smash each other
It's going
like
to
they've
be a
been doing
banger. It's
lately.
going to be a banger.
Oh,
Sheamus is going to win. That's all I need to say about
I'll pick Rusev.
that. Okay.
Not to go against
I
you,
don't understand why this is the PLE fight, but yeah,
because
this is the
Europe.
fight that they've had on Raw, and yeah, how many times already?
Yeah, but it's in Europe. That's why.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah,
That's the only reason is Europe.
I mean they're both great workers. Don't get me wrong, they're both great workers, but I just
But
don't see this PLE on a five match card. How is this match on a PLE?
because it was six, and the big one is no longer there, and they can't change it. That's definitely why. That's in a six card, you put that one, you're like, okay, it's all right. We got something there.
Yeah,
In a five card, you're like, why? But then you gotta
yeah,
go
fair point.
remember we
Fair
had
point.
six, you know. So this was a perfect for all the European fans to have it. Oh my god, we got Sheamus, we got Rusev going on to each other. Fucking great. Um, but I think because of the build, I think they're making Rusev be pretty big, and Sheamus they're working really well together, and they're gonna continue this feud which is going to evolve. And for that, I think we need Rusev to beat Sheamus, just for Sheamus to get the shits and just keep going, like because Rusev will be, I beat you. Why you keep going? So, and Rusev gonna win in a heel, no, in a heel way because not rules, but a win in a way that will make Sheamus, get a bit annoyed about it, which will be
Where's
fucking great.
Cody? Where's Cody?
Exactly. Where's the champion? I think. Let's jump quickly to Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella
Where's
before we go
Cody?
to.
Where's Trish? Tiffany? Where's Tiffy?
Yeah, no, look, let's do Becky Lynch and then Nikki, and then we talk about power because I
Yeah,
got the same questions. Nikki and Becky Lynch. Oh, just Becky. I don't see Nikki losing it here.
Becky. Yeah, Becky's not going to drop the title.
This is just I don't know, just a match. I
Don't be
don't think
surprised if Bailey gets involved here.
I would like to see that. I would like to see Bailey getting involved here because that'll be a good way to get into this Bailey breaking on character and getting into
And
this
it's the only way for
duality.
Laura Valkyrie to get a
Another shot to the title.
another title shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. We'll leave it to that. But let's go to what you said. Where do we have a champion? Where our champion been all this time? Why is he gone for so long?
Why isn't
We
he
know
fighting Drew McIntyre at this event?
exactly. I know he's doing Street Fighter, fair enough, but so is Roman Reigns.
But that's only like 4 weeks.
I know, like it's just the main title is not in Paris. Where is Cody Rhodes been all this time? Cody Rhodes been MIA, like
My, mm.
it's gone. Where is Solo? Where is
So
Solo Cigar?
yeah, where's Judgment Day?
Exactly. What is Tiffy in her title? Like what's going on? Why Clash in Paris was so poor in terms of content? We won't know. Of course, we're gonna know soon because fucking Unreal is gonna be recording this, and we're gonna know at some point what the fuck, which is great at some point. But I don't know. It's really weird that like there's nothing happening with the main title WWE, and they're putting a lot of spotlight on the World Heavyweight Championship when it's meant to be one in one brand, one in the other brand, and we're just concentrating too much on one brand at the moment and leaving the Intercontinental title out of the face. The United States title is not here. The Women's Heavyweight title is not here. Well, both women's titles are not here. Tag team titles are not here. None of them. Women's or men. So we got about six titles out of the picture.
But
Um,
this is coming off a PLE where basically every title was on the line. So
Fair enough. Yeah, every title was on the line, but yeah, but it's been a lot of stuff building up. They couldn't just build up to something else here. At least Tiffy hasn't done
yeah,
anything yet. You
where's
know, it's
Julia? And what's his stuff that they're filming in backstage with Kiana? What is it, Kiana James? Like,
oh yeah, she's the manager now apparently.
yeah, like,
Yeah, give the title back to Chelsea Green, man. She was the best.
oh, absolutely,
Oh my
absolutely,
god, you seen what she's doing in
absolutely,
NXT?
yeah.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, love it, love it. Fucking Chelsea Green, just give the title back to
Yeah.
Chelsea Green, man. Why? Julie's not doing anything. She hasn't defended the title. She hasn't done anything with that title. Why are you giving her a title? So might as well
Mm,
give it to Stephanie Paquet, man.
mm.
At least you know she's gonna be
No, but
defending and
she's in the title for, she's in the run for
she's gonna be
the big.
she's gonna be a big title. I know, but at the same time, like if you need someone to carry the title, fuck either you give it back to Chelsea Green, she was doing a great job,
Mm,
or just give it to Stephanie Paquet, man. Like in the
mm.
meantime, like she can go for a small title, and then just
Like
eventually,
they're setting up Julia for an angle with Michin with that Kiana James as like
yeah.
Julie's
But
manager. Like,
it's nothing happening in the ring. We're
mm,
talking about just background stuff, but you
mm,
haven't seen Julia defend the title. Selena Vega just disappeared for the face of Earth. The Legado Fantasma, man, is been on and off. Like we just seen in AAA, and
mm.
we haven't seen anything uh, from any of them. So it's kind of what's going on. I have no idea. So it's a
Why
lot of
isn't Dirty Dom on the card?
Dirty Dom.
He's defending his title on Raw the next day.
Yes, he is with AJ Styles, which it couldn't
Mm.
be him. And last year we got the rumbling of the camera with people singing out to AJ Styles. I'm pretty sure people was waiting to see AJ
Huge thing,
Styles
right?
again.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure people was waiting to see AJ Styles again. Why
Mm.
just happened here? You got perfect. Naomi dropped the drop title. You're not having that match. Let's fucking put the title here. Perfect spot to put him in there. People will be fucking happy to see AJ Styles over there. Doesn't matter if he loses, but people will be happy to see him there. Dirty Dom. They're preparing him for win the Triple H championship. He's gonna go for the Triple H championship again against one-on-one Nico Vikingo. So look, they could have put that title right here, but didn't do
Yeah,
it.
great.
Reasons why I don't know. Are they gonna make the Perth a bigger card than what we think it's gonna be? Is it that what they
I'm
concentrated
actually
on?
a bit worried about that card. I don't know. Like, I think WrestlePalooza is going to be a big card, and I don't know. But Perth, I mean, they've got to bring it for Perth because they're doing Raw, they're doing SmackDown, it's a takeover, and they're doing a super show in Melbourne now. Shame it
Yeah,
wasn't Sydney, but yeah.
yeah. Like what's also I'm saying, why not just? I think they're just picking where they could be. They will go big in Perth. Russellpalooza cannot be big because it just came out of nowhere.
Well, WrestlePalooza's got to be Cena Brock.
Yeah, but it can't be in terms of card. It can't be that big because it just came out of nowhere. It's
Well,
not
that's
like it
pretty
was.
big. Cena Brock.
Yeah, I'm not, but we're talking about the rest, like the card.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Talking about
Mm,
a big
mm.
match. Braun Cena, you need to have a big match. You know, we haven't here a few big matches. You could say kind of big matches, but you need to have a big match. Brock Lesnar, but I'm talking about big card. I think Perd has to be the big card. You know,
Hope so.
they has to, man. It has to. They can't leave it halfway through because they giving it too much hype, man. They've been promoting too much in Australia. Like we've seen too much promotion going to Australia to just come and do a shitty card because fans are not gonna be happy. Even
Oh,
though
it won't
some
be a
places,
shitty car. It won't be a shitty car. No.
nah, but
And
this is
Rhea, I told you, mate. Rhea will become champion in Perth.
yeah. Well, I believe you.
Mm.
I think the same. And now how she's gonna be champion is a different story. Um, but that's Clash in Paris. We got Clash in Paris. It's gonna be all right. 4 a.m. Local time in Australia. So it says here it's gonna be Saturday, Sunday, August 31st is a Sunday or is Saturday? August
I know it's
31st,
it's Monday morning Australian time, 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Yeah, Monday morning in Australia. So I'm gonna miss. Still gonna be able to watch it, but a bit delayed. So I'm not gonna be watching it early because I'm driving at that time anyway. So fucking no point.
No.
So I can't. But that's it. We got Clash of Fire 4 a.m. here in Australia on a Monday for everyone else, and then United States got different time, and of course it's gonna be on a Sunday in United States. In Paris, sorry, for people to enjoy it over there, and most of the European fans finally a PLE that's gonna be on the time, and I'm just looking forward to out of all of them, to be honest, Roman and Reed. I kind of want to see what happens there.
Yeah.
Apart of that, the rest of it is kind of like, eh, it's gonna be
I
fun.
know I'm still interested in the main event, obviously, but yeah, it's kind of a meh card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely make. I think we all were waiting for that Naomi Baker match,
Yeah.
even though we knew Naomi would have dropped the
Yeah.
title, but it was gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is what it is. So with all this says, we get into the end of this episode. Thank you for everyone to watch our interviews. We had the interview with the great Australian wrestling cuts, Jamie Apps. So shout out to everyone that looked at it. Shout out to Australian wrestling cuts. We saw the cuts there, and all the interviews we had. And Marcel, anything to say before we go?
Yes, I like to issue a challenge to our former colleague, the armless assassin,
Oh yeah.
Renzo. We've been arguing on the chat. I like to call him Marky Mark because he's totally marking out on AEW, which is fine. But Renzo, I know you're listening, brother. I'm challenging you to an intellectual sparring match next week on this very podcast. Put up or shut up, brother.
Oh, we go. And that's going to be a clip, 100%. We're going to put it out there. So 100%. Oh, hopefully he answers, man, because he's been going off in the chat. We know that. And we're saying that was the voice of Mars and Mars. My name is Friday Road. This was Lucha HSP. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.